Hey everyone, welcome to the Follower of One Vision Cast. Today is, I don't even know what day it is. It's February the 23rd of 2026. Man, time flies. It's been a wild morning. It's going to be an interesting Vision Cast today. Our topic is about how actions speak louder. And our verse reference is James 1:25. I think it's interesting that God is working in and through what's going on in Follower of One, but he's also working greatly in what I would call the church globally. Just the pieces of it that I can see in the West, in the United States primarily. He's doing big things in the faith at work side of the world. I spent some time last week with people from churches in the Dallas, Texas area, and just connecting them with each other. I think we're going to start having more churches helping out with the marketplace ministries, faith at work ministries that exist. And it's slow, it's still slow going, and it's still challenging, but it's exciting at the same time because I think God is using us. And so to me, that's what's cool about the faith at work movement is that God is active in this. He's moving and he's doing things, but we still have a lot of spiritual resistance. We actually have two of our marketplace mission trips going on this week. We have a mission trip with a church here in Owasso, Oklahoma. First Baptist of Owasso is doing a 1 week version of the trip, and Robert Hunt in Dallas and his organization he's calling B1 Dallas, about being one person everywhere. He's actually doing a mission trip with a group, and it's just people that know him or have met him who showed up for a meeting last week and decided they wanted to do a mission trip. And his mission trip is actually going to go over 3 weeks. And it's because he's going to be on vacation and out of touch with people for 1 week in the middle. And so they decided to finish their trip after a week break in the middle. What our job is, and part of the reason why we do these mission trips, is to help us adopt God's attitudes about what we do every day, no matter what we do, no matter where we work or what we do. And to me, that's what's cool about practicing this over time. Now, I have a confession to make for everybody listening to this, both now and later, because I'll need to, but we all have struggles and we all have difficulties. With 2 mission trips going on, one of the things that we have learned is that we always have some spiritual warfare and some battles. I'm not too sure this was even spiritual warfare. It's just frustrating circumstances. But I got very frustrated not long ago because of the technology and how we have to kind of jump through a lot of hoops to make the things that we do work. And fortunately, I see Rick Johnson joined. Rick just sent me a message about gratitude earlier today that was a perfect blessing. So God prompted Rick to help me in my trouble. And that's where I think it's important that we remember that actions matter. God is definitely doing some cool things in the world. And it's exciting to me to see what he's doing. And so I'm grateful to each of you that could join today. Thanks so much for the message, Rick. And just thanks to the Lord for what he's doing for us. But the reminder today, we've been talking about actions. We've been talking about the importance of acting and not just believing, not just thinking about our faith, but doing something with it. And this is something that we're committed to at Follower One. It's also something that I have a real challenge with. I want to be someone who acts. I think sometimes we believe that we need the next 10-month course before we should do anything, or we need to have learned some gospel presentation before we can talk to someone about our faith, or we need to just, we need to behave better before we let other people know that we're believers. I to me, I feel like the before picture, the before poster child. Don't let this happen to you. Don't end up looking like this guy. It's okay if you start out looking like this guy, but don't end up like this guy, because what we want to be is we want to be much more Christ-like. And so sometimes I think the struggle for all of us is we know who we really are. I know how upset I was earlier this morning because of all the technical difficulties I was having. And I'm trying to just help these different organizations do the marketplace mission trip. And the technology wasn't cooperating at all. So it's exciting to me to watch God work. Today's message is great about that. The verse that we're reading is James 1:25. But one who looks intently at the perfect law, the law of liberty, and abides by it, not having become a forgetful hearer, but an effectual doer, this man will be blessed in what he does. And so I love, one of my favorite verses in the Bible, as I told you a few weeks ago, is James 1:22. But prove yourselves doers of the word and not merely hearers who delude themselves. It's so easy for us to hear the things about our faith and to say, yes, I believe that. We align ourselves with that emotionally. But if it doesn't change our behavior, what difference does it make? Bonnie put in here that shining the light of Christ is action. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. And that's from Matthew 5:16. And that's exactly right, Bonnie. Oftentimes, people don't see our light because what our actions look like are like they look like this people around us. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I was in Dallas last week. In the center part of the southern part of our country, a lot of people talk about wherever they live in this space as being the Bible Belt. A lot of people understand our faith enough to associate themselves with it. And therefore, it becomes more important that believers have to be a little more inconvenienced to demonstrate the love that Christ gives us. I believe that. And I don't want to be inconvenienced. And so I'm a little lazy about that sometimes. But then there are times when Jesus makes what I'm trying to do inconvenient, like he did this morning. And, I get a chance to choose how I behave. I get a chance to choose who to trust and what to believe. Now, I managed to get through the challenge that we were having this morning, and I expect we'll have other challenges with these mission trips. It's exciting to do multiple of these mission trips. One day, my prayer, and we talk about the vision of this ministry, one day my prayer is that thousands of churches have members in their congregation who have done the Follower of One Marketplace mission trip, or who are fully aware that they are a full-time missionary right where they work. Every one of us is a full-time missionary, or we're not. When we're not, that means that we're not on mission with Christ. We're not actually doing what Christ would have us do. We're not actually making him visible in our daily life. But I want to be on mission with him. And so I want to make him visible in my daily life. I want to live in such a way that other people become curious about him because they see a difference in the way that I live. And I'm fully funded doing that. I'm paid. I get compensated. People who, if you have a job, you are paid. And you're paid to go be that job, do that job, and be that person as a Christ follower. It's kind of a brilliant idea, really. The idea that we would actually fund people to go overseas on mission trips was never designed to take the rest of us and make us think, well, we just stay out of trouble until Sunday. Our job is to be very intentional about making sure that we are living a life that can't be explained without Jesus. And so I see we have another guest, Christy Adams, joined us. Hi, Christy. Thanks for joining. And I'm sitting here trying to pay attention to too many things at one time. Evan Payne joined. Very cool. Nice to see you, Evan. So this is a live stream that I do every week at about this time, and it's just talking about the vision of us living out our faith in the marketplace. And our verse for today, let me see if I can get that back up here again. But one who looks intently at the perfect law, the law of liberty, and abides by it, not having become a forgetful hearer, but an effectual doer, this man will be blessed in what he does. Even that phrase abides by it, this is from the New American Standard Version of the Bible. Abide typically means remain. I didn't have a chance because of the other drama that was going on this morning to do an in-depth study of this verse. But I know that he's talking about us living our relationship with Jesus, us living our faith. And so if we will live our faith, we become this effectual doer. That's what I believe this verse is telling us. Oh, and Bill Peel joined. Very cool. Good to see you, Bill. So we're talking about living our faith based on James 1:25. We don't have to wait on anything or anyone. All we have to do is ask Jesus to suggest an activity to us, and he puts us into ministry. It's that simple. Yes, you can go to seminary for a lot of years. Bill did, and I'm sure others of you have. We can do a lot of things. I can't do that. I can't stand the class. I'm not going for the classes. I would rather do the trial and error. Unfortunately, the errors overwhelmed me this morning, and I did not behave well. But we have a great God, and he had Rick Johnson send me a cool message about gratitude, and it helped set me right. It helped put me back where I could have this live stream today. We are on the cusp of a transition that's going on in our world right now. And it's the idea that we don't need anyone else to tell us what to do as we live our faith. We have the Holy Spirit living in us. We should be growing in our faith, connecting with other people. And we should be encouraging other people like Rick and many of the people on this call have done with me in the past. Because God is in charge and he knows exactly what's going on. He knew about the frustrations I would experience today. And so I get to abide in him and abide in what I know about him. And he instantly puts me back to work. That even when I mess up, my next action needs to be, okay, Jesus, I'm sorry about that, but here I am. What do you want me to do next? What's the next right thing? Jesus has this, and he's calling us in follower of one. He's calling us, but he's calling us outside of follower of one too. He's calling every believer to realize that we don't stand a post to stay out of trouble. We stand a post because we're part of the battle that is taking place right now in the heavenly realms. We are weapons in that battle of helping and rescuing other people so that they might know Jesus. That's our job. And fortunately, we get to join together even in a community like Follower of One where we can encourage one another and do that. So I'm grateful for each of you being here today because he has a calling for us. He's reminding us together today that we are part of the battle, that he has a job for us to do. And all we have to do is to punch in and he will put us on mission. This is his job, not ours. He tells us what to do. Our job is to go do it like we know he's in charge. And so that's what I want to do today. We are doing a Meet Follower of One interview tomorrow. That's right. Chris just reminded me. I want to remind everyone about Meet Follower of One. If you haven't done Meet Follower of One, we'd love to get you on the schedule. You can reach out to Chris Castro and she can give you the times that we have available for that. But we want to have a little live stream on Tuesdays. Typically, we do this on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Central. But we can do them at different times. And what I would do is we just have a dialogue. We do this live stream just like this, but we record the dialogue with a member of our community so that they can, so that other people can get to know them. And we can find ways where we can connect with and encourage one another because each of us are in the battle. And we've been given one another to encourage and to spur one another to love and good deeds. In fact, part of the reason why I do this live stream, the VisionCast live stream at 10 a.m. Central Time, is because of Hebrews 10:24. And let us consider how to stimulate one another to love and good deeds. That's what we're doing here in Follower of One. It's love and good deeds that make Jesus visible. Love and good deeds are the full-time job of a marketplace minister. And yes, Jesus assigns us to various companies or to various ways of making an income. And at that moment, we become funded missionaries. We're a funded missionary to his workplace. And so whatever Jesus has you doing today, I'm excited about it. I'm excited that God has put you to work in his kingdom today. And he's put all of us there. And he's given us this tool. And so thank you guys for the encouraging words, and thank you for being part of this community. For those of you who are new, I want to excite you a little bit more about your faith. God has called you into a great story, and you have the opportunity today to just discard everything you can't do. The ideas that we get are things that we cannot do. Just throw them away. I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. What can I do, Jesus? What would you have me do next? Eventually, you will get an idea of something you can do. Send a message, speak a prayer, do something. And it's in the actions, it's in the doing. Actions speak louder than words. It's in the doing that Jesus becomes visible. Because we don't see what other people intend. We see what other people do. We judge ourselves often by our intentions. But other people judge everything by the results. And so it requires action. We're called to action. We are to be people of action. We are all action figures, and we are missionaries in the marketplace. And God has put us there. We're not outside of his will. We haven't done anything to disqualify us. If we're still breathing, we have an opportunity to play. And so we get in the game today. I'm excited about being a follower of Christ. And I'm excited about how he works in our lives and how he uses us to make a difference in the lives of other people. So thank you all for being here today, but also thank you for being a marketplace minister. Thank you for considering how your faith can make an eternal difference in the world. What we do because we follow Jesus matters forever. You're promised rewards that will never expire and will never wear out. And so we know that just being intentional about acting on related to our beliefs, taking actions today that are related to our belief in Jesus and his presence and guidance in our lives. Just acting, whatever we do, it matters. And so I want to challenge you. Thank you for being on this call. Thank you for doing things that matter forever. Lord knows our world needs it, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And he's assigned us 8 people to go make a difference. And anyone else who's listening to this podcast on a future date through the recording, we will put this on YouTube. Feel free to share this community. And that's right. Rick made a great point. God's love in us doesn't even require us to open our mouths. That's right. Actions speak louder. So the act of praying, the act of serving the people that we work with, and the act of appreciating them, making them feel appreciated. Those are the 3 actions that we talk about in our 5 daily habits. We talk in our ministry about 5 daily habits: pray, appreciate others, know what you believe, serve others, and speak for yourself. And the action verbs are pray, appreciate, and serve. And so let's go do that today. God has given us that calling, and he's given us that opportunity. Thank you for being a part of this community. And let me know anything I can do to help you, or be available in our community so that you can help other people. Pray for the little circles of the people that you see. I pray for the people who are on this call today. It looks like someone else just joined. Lynn Farrell just joined us. Hey, Lynn, glad you could join us. We've been talking about how actions speak louder than words. And so, glad you could join us. And I'm excited about all of this. I'm excited about how God's working in and through us, that we get to play. We don't have to go to school or do anything. Today is an action day. Let's do that, and let's go watch Jesus work in our world today. Thanks very much for being a part of this. Thank you for being Marketplace Ministers. What we do, like we said, what we do because we follow Jesus matters forever. So what you do today will matter forever. Thanks very much.